Hello everyone and welcome to CourseWeaver's authoring tutorial videos for the LON-CAPA system. In this video we're going to cover the basics of creating a simple numerical response problem. This will be the first problem type that requires basic Perl scripting, which is what makes LON-CAPA such a powerful and useful tool when teaching STEM area courses. But don't worry, simple scripts are easy to make, and once you get the hang of it, they're pretty fun as well. Let's jump into our author space and get started. I'm going to create my problem in my Practice Problems folder. New problem. Let's give it a title, Numerical Response Practice. Okay, we're at the templates page. Let's scroll down and see, okay, numerical problems. Numerical response. Let's give it a look. Enter the problem text here. What is 5 plus 7? Let's do 12. Ah, cool. Let's hit a new problem variation and see if this is what I'm looking for. Okay, great. Let's click numerical response, create problem, and here we go. Okay, it looks like this is a simple addition type problem. Let's hit a few new randomizations and see if we can't figure it out. Looks like these are just integers between 1 and 10. Simple addition. We already did an example. Let's try it again just to make sure. Okay, great. Let's jump into the colorful editor and see if we can't figure out what's going on. Alright, let's look at the problem and see if we can't figure this out. Alright, I see a script block up here. That's new. We'll have to look into that. I see a text block. Okay, I understand what those are. We've used those before. And I see my response set to numerical. Great. And that's it. Awesome, this is quite a bit shorter than our multiple choice and matching problems. Let's zoom in a little bit and see if we can't figure out what's going on here. Now in this script block, I see 4 different lines. I see enter the computations here. I see $A, $B, and $C. Now I know that in Perl scripting, anything that comes after a pound sign like this is a comment. Comments aren't used in the scripts, they're just used to help us understand what we're trying to do. So this we could change to about anything we'd like. This sample a comment. And this is something that the students or the teachers are never going to see as part of the problem. Down below I see what are called variables. In Perl we set up variables using a $sign. So $A means $A is now a variable. So $A equals at random, which is a function that's going to produce a random number between 1 and 10 using an increment of 1. I see $B is the same. It's another function that's going to randomly generate a number between 1 and 10 with an increment of 1. And lastly, I see $C equals variable A plus variable B. Great. That's our equation. So if I scroll down, I look at our text block and I now see what is $A plus $B. Well, it looks like once we've set up a variable in our script, we can then use it in our text block. Because when we viewed the problem, it didn't show $A or $B, it showed the actual numbers. Cool. Next, let's scroll down and look at our response. I see a numerical response with the answer set to $C. Great, that's the result of our equation. I also see a parameter for the response. I see numerical tolerance. Okay, that's going to give the students a leeway of 5%. Now I want my students to get the exact answer. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And let's save and view and see what it looks like. Let me zoom out here. New randomization. And it looks like we're working just as we were before. Perfect. Let's jump back into our problem and let's make some changes. Let's jump right to the script block and let's see if we can change some things that we already understand. So I see that variable A is set to a random number between 1 and 10, increasing in increments of 1. Why don't I set this to 100? Let's set variable B to 100. And let's go ahead and save and view. And let's see if it does what we think it's going to do. Oh, great. 64 plus 67. I can see that this is now using numbers between 1 and 10. Sorry, 1 and 100. Perfect. Let's jump back into the colorful editor and see what else we can do. Why don't we challenge ourselves by, say, making this into a multiplication problem? Well, I know that in Perl, I can use plus signs, minus signs, and I can also use star for multiplication. So we have variable c is now equal to variable a times variable b. Let's change it in my text. This time I'm going to use an x because that's what the students are a little more familiar with. And then my answer is still a $c. Let's hit save and view, and let's see if it worked. What is 71 times 56? I see the answer is 3,976. Let's do some randomizations. And great, I've now changed my addition problem into a multiplication problem. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable using Perl scripting in LON-CAPA. Once you get down the basics, it's pretty incredible what you can do. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please contact us at info@CourseWeaver.